Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, exhaustive investigation reveals little evidence of possible voter fraud in New Hampshire. An exhaustive review by state elections officials, including a first-time comprehensive of voter information shared with 27 other states, has turned up virtually no evidence of possible voter fraud in New Hampshire, those officials said today. Secretary of State Will Gardner, other officials from his office, and top election law attorney from the Attorney General's office made a more than 2-hour presentation to the State Ballot Law Commission, which is charged with resolving disputes related to election laws. The commission chair, Bradford Cook, said he requested the presentations. Ballot Law Commission member David Campbell said the reviews by Edward in Gardner's office showed that the number of cases of possibly wrongful voting, of possible voter fraud, is really strategically minuscule. Edward said there are currently 164 unveiled voters under review, but she said those unveiled voters do not indicate that those individuals cast an unlawful vote. According to Gardner's presentation, New Hampshire joined the Instate Voter Cross-Check program in 2016 and participated in it for the first time in 2017, exchanging data on registered voters for the November 8, 2016 general election with 27 other states, including Massachusetts and Maine, which also participated. Involvement in cross-check allowed state officials for the first time to obtain data on whether people are voting in New Hampshire and also voting in another state in the same election, Gardner said. Comparing voter data from the 28 states, which included about 45% of the entire U.S. population, the initial check found 94,610 records in which a New Hampshire voter and a voter in another state had the same first name, last name, and date of birth. But Gardner said the number was quickly reduced to 4,579 when those who did not vote in either state or did not vote in New Hampshire or did not vote in another state were eliminated from review. Comparing middle names, middle initials, and social security numbers, and undertaking several other steps, taking into account crucial errors by local election officials and whether one of the voters in the matched pairs had died, resulted in only 142 of the 94,610 matched pairs of voters remaining under examination. Gardner's office has reviewed 51 of the 142 cases to the Attorney General office, and his office continues to examine 91 pairs of matched voters. Gardner cross-check provide to be valuable. After meeting with Gardner in an interview that he was confident in the value of the cross-check program. Gardner said he will pursue trying to have replica voter information agreement with Connecticut, Vermont, and Rhode Island, which are not in the cross-check program. Gardner said criticism of cross-check is based on a reported huge number of false positives, but he said some states have released only the initial data based on matching first and last names. Edward, 5 of 28 wrongful voting claims found. Separate from cross-check program review, Edward described probes her office has undertaken between September 1st, 2016 and last week. She said her office received 28 allegations of wrongful voting, and of those 28 complaints, 5 of them were found of some type of wrongful voting. But not all of those cases were the fault of the voter. Among those 5, she said, in November 2016 general election, the elderly woman filled her husband's absentee ballot even though he died 4 days prior to her mailing the ballot. In that case, a $500 civil penalty was imposed with no criminal charges. A student who resided in dormitory at Southern New Hampshire University was incorrectly told by an election official in Manchester to go to Hooksett to register to vote, when he should have been allowed to register in Manchester. Edwards said this was a case of confusion of election officials who told the student to vote in the wrong location. A third case involved a person who voted in Hampton and Salem in the general election. The person was fined $2,500 and was told he would be criminally prosecuted if he did it again. The person had voted twice in separate towns in a prior election as well, Edwards said. 2 people voted in Dixville Notch in the February 9th, 2016 First in the Nation primary, often a national televised event, were determined to have neither residence nor domicile there. They were ordered to cease in dissent and told they would be criminally prosecuted in the future if they voted in Dixville Notch again. Edwards' claims of busloads of illegal voter unfound. In February 2017, less than a month after taking office, President Donald Trump, in a private meeting with officials including former Senator Kelly Ayotte, claimed without evidence that he and Ayotte lost in New Hampshire in the 2016 general election because thousands of people were brought in on buses from Massachusetts to illegally vote in New Hampshire. That claim and others by Trump alleging they were of millions of illegal voters in other states, which he claimed was the reason he lost the popular vote to Hillary Clinton, was viewed as the imposture for Trump's formation of the Election Integrity Commission, which was disbanded in January. Governor Chris Sununu, as a candidate in October 2016, changed in an interview with Boston radio talk show host Howie Carr that Democrats gamed the system to their advantage because he changed when Massachusetts elections are not very close. They're busting them all over the place. Sununu later backed the claim and said there was no voter fraud in the 2016 election in which he was elected governor. At the meeting Tuesday, Edwards was asked by Commission Chairman Cook if her office received complaints of busloads of people being brought across the border to vote. She also said that in 2016 her office sent investigators to Salem to follow up on reports from town that the voting place parking lot was full of vehicles with Massachusetts license plates. Her answer was that there were buses from out of state in the 2014 midterm election, but not the people they cared. And that does it for my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with more news reports. Good night, everyone. Bye.